Welcome to another Game Nexus Mame review. Today we'll be looking at Pac Man Arrangement, which is actually part of the Namco Classic Collection, Volume 2. So you just have to first insert your coins here, then you select Pac Man, then you gotta select the arrangement option. And this brings you to Pac Man Arrangement, which basically more or less is a remix of Pac Man, trying to make it a little bit more modern. This version, of course, was released in 1996, whereas the original Pac Man harbors all the way back to the 80s. As you can see already, this game just looks a hell of a lot better than the original Pac Man. It still pretty much plays almost exactly the same as the original Pac Man. It was released on the Game Boy Advance in 2001 in the Pac Man Collection. It was released on the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and GameCube in 2002 as part of the Namco Collection, which was a pretty nice bonus if you had got it for that console. And of course, Pac Man has been everywhere on just about every console. There's even a Sega Genesis version of Pac Man, which really bears a striking resemblance of this to this game here. When I first saw this, I was thinking to myself, oh wow, that looks almost like the Genesis version, but of course this, in my opinion, is graphically better. It has all kinds of new stuff, like these little turbo things, which remind me of something that should be in a race car game. And of course, some of the ghosts even do weird things in the later levels. One thing to remember when playing an old-style game like this is that your up and down buttons don't work exactly like they do in modern games, where instead of holding your direction that you want to go, and I died right there getting the last pellet, instead of holding the direction you want to go, you just tap it. And by tapping it, Pac-Man will go in that direction continuously. So you just tap the next direction you want to go, and that's how you actually go in this game. If you try holding the direction, it actually will screw you up quite a bit, so just remember, if you're going to be playing this, especially the arcade version, I don't know if they fixed it in the console versions or not, but if you're going to be playing the arcade versions, tap the direction. Don't hold it. Just tap it once, and that's all you got to do. It'll make you a little bit better at this game if you try. The other way, you just won't do well at all. As you'll notice right now, there's that weird ghost with the sunglasses, which actually doubles itself, which makes this all the harder. And of course, another problem with the ghosts, which is of course another challenge aspect here, is that once I eat the ghosts, it only takes them a little while to get back to their home base there and become alright again. Whereas with Classic Pac Man, they took like a really long time to turn back to normal. And I got caught again. That's another thing I like about this game and a lot of the classic arcade games is when you're finishing a big board like this, and I thought that was somewhere I could get to the other side. When you're finishing a big board like this, unlike some games, it doesn't start you at the beginning of the board again when you die, or even when you continue for that matter. Hopefully I can get here. Oh, that's good, I can finish this level. A lot of people didn't like the Pac Man version on Atari 2600, but personally, I didn't mind it at all. I thought the Atari 2600 version of Pac Man was really cool, considering back in the day before I even got my Nintendo, the Atari 2600 was all I had. I'm guessing there was only a couple levels of Pac Man Arrangement here, so I'm just going to go in and try it another time here, and we're going to continue the review, if you will. I'm guessing it's one of those things, it's basically like, we'll give you a taste of all the arcade games here without giving you like too much of any one game. So I would imagine a Pac Man expert could really like finish this in one sitting not too bad. And you'd be surprised at how many different Pac Man versions and hacks there are in Mame. There's even one called Pac Man Pokemon, which basically Player 1 is Pac Man, and Player 2 is Pikachu. It's an unlicensed hack, but yeah, it's weird. And it looks like the game might have messed up a little bit here, but that's alright. That's not good. Unless really this is how the game is supposed to be. Maybe there's the stuff is invisible. But honestly, I'm not really sure. Well, this version of Pac Man is definitely fun. I'd recommend it to anybody who likes some of their Pac Man. Definitely try out the console versions, as they might offer a little bit more challenge or even a little bit a different Pac Man experience. And yeah, I just recommend playing this game, especially if you're really into Pac Man. And even if you're not into Pac Man, it's just a fun thing that, if you're someone old like me, you really will remember when you first played your games back in the day, and this Pac Man will bring back a lot of memories. So, try this game out, see what you think. I'd highly recommend it. And I shall see you next time.